Well, we've time traveled into another decade.
The millennium.
Backwards.
The Willennium.
The millennium.
The Willennium started in 1999, though. So
And ended in 1999.
1999, yeah.
It wasn't long. Hello. As you've noticed by the title of this video, we're going to rank the top 10 movies of 2000, which, outside of the top 10,
Well, a lot of us are torn between what we loved and what's nostalgic versus what's actually good.
yes,
Very
Miss
solid.
Congeniality is good. Top 10? No.
True. Titan I don't know.
No.
Love
Oh,
it.
I remember that.
I mean, the Creed soundtrack alone.
No,
Okay, Michael?
Don't speak to me. We're going to start with Emperor's New Groove, probably one of Disney's best cartoons, in my opinion. The bad guys aren't even really bad guys. That's what's so cool about it. They're just like, it's like Tom and Jerry, but Emperor's New Groove, and everyone is Tom.
Yeah.
That's a
And
great
there's
description.
there's one Jerry, and he doesn't even know that he's a Jerry. That's all I gotta say. American Psycho, film bros, and just bros in general love this movie, but they love it for the wrong reasons.
That's half the reason why I didn't put it down.
I've read the book and the movie, and their book, is a satirization on yuppies of the 80s and the culture of the 80s. The movie is just like a satirization on America, point blank, and just like the way masculinity is like overbearing all over the time, but also Patrick Bateman, Christian Bale, like this dude can sing. This is when I first realized this dude can sink into any role.
Yeah.
I mean, if he could do gun fu, he can do American Psycho.
Yeah.
So it's like, and he could also do Batman, and he can also do A Prisoner of War
And Reign of Fire.
and Reign of Fire.
Dick Cheney.
You like it as a movie, but you're almost a little embarrassed to talk about it now because of just how it's just been hijacked by,
Bad people.
Yeah, like just people who are annoying and awful.
The people that don't get the message that the
Yeah.
movie's trying to say. We have X-Men, the second Marvel movie,
Yep.
because Blade was the first. If Blade didn't succeed, X-Men does not exist. It probably does, but on a lesser scale.
Yeah, I think that if X-Men doesn't succeed, MCU doesn't exist.
Yeah, and if Spider-Man also doesn't succeed.
Yeah, well, I'm saying like Kevin Feige is like behind the scenes of this movie,
I did
and
not-
like takes
oh.
a ton of that stuff and brings it into the MCU, and it's like, oh, it's so good. It defined what comic book movies were gonna be. For better or for worse, like for the next like 10 years, roughly,
Introduced the world to Hugh Jackman.
I have to assume the CGI on the Statue of Liberty has not aged well.
It hasn't, and neither has the DVD menu.
Oh, I remember that DVD menu. It's probably low for JD standards, but this is where it's at. It's high fidelity.
I think it's just that I'm a guy, I love music, and I'm like, there's something that like, I don't know, that you could take that idea and apply it to every part of your life that I really like. Like, hey, what about songs that make you sad? Hey, what about songs you like to eat to? And it's, I don't know, it's such a different love story, and the way it also ends so differently too.
Music.
Also, you know what, I'd say too that like,
Jeez, sorry. I thought you were done. Number 6, we have Castaway, the zeitgeist of the moment, 2000. Not only was Castaway, it was the premiere of Survivor. So you got a double thing of like surviving on an island. It was just the wave people were feeling at the time. Tom Hanks's role in this was ungodly. They paused filming long enough for him to lose weight so it actually looked legit, which doesn't happen often in movies.
Like, his co-star is a ball, and he just acts the crap out of this movie. I don't know if I can say that or not, but he puts the movie on
can we say
track.
crap?
Can you say crap? I don't know.
I can say
Wow.
Hey, can we say crap?
crap.
We're cool.
It has a corny ending, but I
Sure.
think it deserves its corny ending.
That's Zemeckis.
Yeah.
He's a cornball.
Speaking of corny endings, we got number 5, Requiem for a Dream.
Man, that is just corny as heck.
A lot of people who have seen this will never watch it again. However,
You love this movie.
I love this movie. And it's not because of the story. The story is sad and depressing. And yeah, I understand if people don't want to watch it again because it is a traumatic movie. But the editing,
Oh, yes.
the soundtrack, and the acting are enough. I became an instant Aronofsky fan the moment I watched this. Ellen Burstyn, who won an Oscar for her role. Jennifer Connelly, oh my God, I had a crush on her my whole childhood. And then to see her in this such a sad movie. I mean, 2000, she ended up doing a lot of sad movies. She did like House of Sand and Fog and a couple other things, and she was in The Hulk, which is a sad movie. But yeah, I totally understand if you don't ever want to watch it again.
Yeah. No, I was a different person when I finished that movie. It's like I never watched it again.
I try to, you appreciate it, and I'm like, all right, I never want to think about this again.
Yeah. Number 4, Unbreakable.
What?
Unbreakable?
I messed that up. Number 4, we got Unbreakable, M. Night Shyamalan's banger of a follow-up to Sixth Sense. Some would argue that it's better.
I think it is better.
Yeah.
I think Sixth Sense, like, it's good watching still, but like once you take the twist out, it loses half.
Yeah.
At least 33% of the appeal. But yeah, Unbreakable, man. Like it's a superhero movie. It's like the first time we had seen something like subvert, like that became a huge word. Like we're subverting expectations in the genre. At the time, I just wanted to spend so much time in this world, and I wish it would have panned out a little differently. I mean, we should just be thankful we got something else,
exactly,
But it's just great, and it really set Shyamalan up to be like the next. I mean, after this, it was like he's the next Spielberg.
That's what people thought.
Yep. And he
hit Signs out of the park.
I do love Signs.
And then it slowly just went off the
rails.
rails.
He became a twist guy.
Number 3, we have Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Just a wonderful martial arts
so
movie.
Cool. This movie is so cool.
Everything about it is perfect. The wire fighting.
Yeah.
The acting.
Introduced me as a kid. Like I started with Rush Hour. I was like, whoa, you can do this on camera? And then I eventually went through this, and this was one of my favorites as a kid. Like they're like fighting in bamboo trees with like peaceful music playing. It's awesome.
This took over the world for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
It was insanity. Like in a good way. It was like this was the movie that like everyone had to see.
Number 2, we have Almost Famous.
I love these characters. I love watching Patrick Fugit. I love watching the late Philip Seymour Hoffman, who he's in this movie for 10 minutes and just kills it to me.
Frances McDormand.
Zoe Deschanel is in this before she's huge.
Yeah.
Billy Crudup is so great. Jason Lee is incredible in this movie. Like, I don't know. It's not a movie that like, it just makes me feel good. I enjoy watching it.
It's a Coen Brothers movie. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
This is another movie where like the music is a huge part of it. It's weird, but it's fun, and like how upbeat it is. This is one of the most popular Coen Brothers movies. Like everyone that I know that kind of likes movies, if I say the Coen Brothers, they think of Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Well, yeah, it's also now shown in like literature classes and English classes.
Because it's based off of Homer's Odyssey. So,
yeah.
It's like a 5,000-year-old story.
Just everything about this movie is quotable. The songs get stuck in your head.
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou like nails it all. Like, we've talked about soundtracks, we've talked about acting, we've talked about visuals, we've talked about like all the writing, like all of that. Brother, Where Art Thou is at like 100%.
So good. I would argue it's at 1,000%.
Oh, we can do it 1,000%.
You want to go higher? We can go higher. Stocks only go up, as they say on the internet, and they're never wrong on the internet.
Hey, let's go 2,000.
You know what?
2001?
No, we're staying at 2000.
Yeah. Oh.
Bad year for movies overall. A lot of stinkers out there, but this top 10, not stinkers. All gooders.
All hits. All gooders.
Well, all hitters.
I mean...
No
Un esercito di prole